Hey everybody, sorry I was sharing the live. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hey Val. So I'm pretty upset, but obviously I was just up on. So somebody told me, actually Fred said that like everybody was live, and right now I was like, oh really? I'm like, who's live? And he's like PG and that and chasing and I was like, what's chasing talking about? And I just had a feeling that of course they were talking shit about me. I go over there and I look, and of course I'm like right there on their screen, and of course Jenny's freaking talking off at the fucking lips, talking shit, and once it's still fucking white knighting for Andy Bernard and telling everybody that he was not on the road, literally going around telling people that Andy Bernard was not on the road. When I walked in there, she was sitting there talking shit about me, then tried to, like, when I come up on panel, act like, oh, I don't have a problem with you. I actually really liked you. And it's like, oh, really? That's why you hang out in all these hate channels, like 24/7 about me. You're always in them. If it's really about the truth in Summer Wells, then how come you're in these hate channels about me? Do you see me in hate channels about you? Like, ever? Or going into these, I hardly ever participate in stuff like that. But you guys are part of it all the time. And you know you are. So for you to sit there and act like you're just, trying to clear up, my lies, like how is my theories lies is what I want to know. I try to tell everybody I'm like oh, this is so wrong. This is so wrong. Because they were okay. First of all, Marlena was on PG's panel early May. They're trying to tell everybody March. Like in March. It was if she was on there in May because I put up a post where where I was talking to Marlena in May. Later that month, Daniel Hayes, her baby daddy, is arrested. Okay, we don't know what for now. It's a probation violation. We don't know what the violation is. So, and we had talked about how we showed the PI's post, which was in early. It was in early May, I believe, or no, it was like. But anyway, yeah, it was like right before, soon before. I can look it up. A few weeks before this guy's arrest, and I just like have gave a theory that I thought maybe it was the Hayes brothers, and they're just sitting there going, acting like it's so wrong that I freaking, it's sitting there talking so much fucking shit while they freaking white knight for Andy Bernard and sit there and say that Andy Bernard was not on the road. If you are truly trying to keep an open mind and you claim that you are unbiased, then how come you're saying he was not on the road when I have the fucking call from Pruitt where Pruitt confirms he was on the road, and then you want to switch it and act like, no, he doesn't say that. Of course. Of course. I know for a fact because Fred worked with law enforcement. You think that? Are you fucking serious? Have you seen my emails to law enforcement and Fred's like calls and my calls? Like, why would we talk about Andy being on the road if he wasn't on the road? Use your fucking brain. They're over there trying to gaslight everybody and tell them, basically tell them that that's a lie that Andy's on the road. I went up on panel and it didn't go well because, of course, they wanted to make excuses and say that, say another thing she said is like, when I came in, it was like, oh, she wants to talk all bad about Tim Mullins. Like, what? So now you're a Tim Mullins supporter. Like, please. guys, Autumn, Connie, Tanya, Bugs. But see, that's why I can't look at anybody else's live. I shouldn't have went and looked anyways. But I just want to see, because I've had so many people come to me like recently, like turning on Andy. I thought maybe they came to their fucking senses. No. Not only that, though, they're talking shit. I don't care about their opinions or whatever they want to believe. But why are you talking shit about me and my theories? So you don't want to believe in your little fantasy land that Andy was on the road. Fine. But you don't have to sit there and talk shit about us saying that he was. When I know for a fact. So why don't you go stay over there in your lane and we'll stay over here in mine? If you don't want me fucking talking to you or talking about you and your little shady shit and trip to Tennessee that you guys want to say I made up that you guys were up on the, well, why did you guys disappear when I brought all that shit up? Like it was the weirdest, shadiest trip ever. And you guys kept it quiet. You didn't even, were so sus. And you act like I have no reason to believe that I have no reason to think like I'm thinking when the time matches. When you guys want to be so vague about what happened on that trip and who chased you out of this holler and all this stuff that fucking you claim happened. And you can sit there and call me a liar just for my opinions? I don't understand. I got up there and they were like freaking couldn't tell me how I'm a fucking liar because of my opinion. Then saying, you said I was on the hill. I said that it seems suspicious that it's my theory you guys were up there because the timing seems awfully fucking weird. And it matches a lot of the stuff that happened when Bill Benton went up there and out of nowhere when he doesn't go down to Fred's and he just randomly shows up. And then there's people out in the, Fred looks back and there's people trying to sneak up on the property using Bill as a distraction. And we know you're buddy with Don Wells now, and Bill Benton's one of Don Wells' buddies. So I only can't imagine it was some kind of great plan. Somebody that's buddies with Don Wells, a group, came up with when they were up there partying. I would like to know. I would. It would have been nice if I could have stayed calm, but I couldn't stay calm to have a conversation with them because they're going to sit there and freaking gaslight me the whole time. And I can't fucking take that shit. Do not sit there and lie to me and lie in front of everybody and sit here and treat me like that I'm like lying to everybody about what I fucking know as far as Andy being on the road. That's the thing I'm telling you is the only thing that I know to be a fact. The other things are my theories mainly. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, and he showed up all of a sudden. And so they're sitting there basically calling me a liar because I accused them of being a part of that. I thought that it could have been them. I even said I don't know for a fact, it's alleged. And so now they're calling me a liar because of that. And then they're saying I knew better about Chad Hayes, as if, like, what? That's Marlena Crawford's boy, like the baby daddy of Journey. But yeah, I'm just like, I know better and lying, absolutely just lying that he could be involved. Okay. So yeah, that's my problem with them. Like I go in there, of course they can't of course they have to be attacking me and Fred. They can't talk about anything else. I knew it. I knew when I went in there. Of course, Stereo was going to be on the screen, so I'm muted, and I heard like literally 20 seconds, and that's all I needed to hear about how them sitting there calling me a freaking liar and act like I'm intentionally lying. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. Unless you're trying to make somebody else look better. Why do you care my fucking opinion? And I even told him, I go, they're fucking liars. They gave their integrity. I go, nobody respects their opinion anymore. Nobody, except the ones who just for some reason don't like for their hate bonding, only the ones hate bonding don't like me or Fred or somebody else that they don't like. That's all they care about. They don't care about the truth for Summer Wells, because if they cared, they would have been open to me freaking telling them Andy was on the road. They didn't have to believe me. But me and Jenni, I thought were cool, but she's so freaking, she will not listen to anybody. She gets something in her head and she is freaking, I mean, that's it. That's it. She would never admit wrong. She'll never apologize ever. I've been wrong several times, but I always come out and I correct it. I've been saying Andy was on the road for years. Yeah, they were going around saying they're hunting humans. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to think? So, and I don't understand. She was trying to act like I was lying to people because of me thinking that, or mentioning Marlena Crawford's the Hayes brothers. Because there is Hayes brothers, by the way. I heard people saying there's not Hayes brothers. There is Hayes brothers. One of them, the Daniel Hayes is Marlena Crawford's boyfriend. Okay, I believe the PI's post was towards Brad Hayes, Daniel Hayes' brother. I was just making that a theory that it could be, hey, tell on your brother, and Chad was arrested soon after. It was just a theory. I was shocked to see him arrested because that was my theory. And then when I saw him arrested, I was like, what the hell? I had said that before even I noticed that he was arrested. So why are they acting like I'm just lying? Oh, I'm just saying that because he was arrested? No, I've been saying that for a while. So then I saw, and Jenni was sitting there going, "Oh, she knows. She knows that's she's lying. She knows she's not." And it's like, what? She knows this isn't true. She's just making this shit up. Like, what? Screw you. Oh yeah, I'm just making that up. How often do I come on here and be like, "Oh my god. Oh my god, this is crazy. This could be big news." Hardly freaking ever. I really believed that possibly could be something, and we still don't know. I don't believe though the whole burglary gone wrong. It doesn't feel. I don't believe that. So I don't know. I mean, if both of those have to be right, then I guess I don't believe at all in the PI. But I've always looked into um I've always looked into it to, especially that brother. I always or that Daniel Hayes, aka Chad Daniel Hayes. So let me see. And see, yeah, they pulled up my right here. they're over there. I don't listen to you guys. Chasing and Jenni, you guys believe that Andy's not involved. I can't believe anything that you guys say. Like, if you truly believe that, then it doesn't really matter your opinion, because I'm not going to be able to unknow something like that. And of course, I'm the first video that she posts. Oh, you were watching the soup. See what I mean? She's watching the circle jerk. So I was just listening to her. Oh, I was just watching one of the circle jerks, a review of Ziggy. Really? But yet you're supposedly being non-biased, and yeah, okay. You don't know what I think I am? Well, I'd like to know what you think you are. What do you mean? It is.
Summer's been missing for 5 years. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, dude. You are such a hater. You are such a fucking hater. And disgusting. I mean, the hate and fucking jealousy just fucking drips off you. It's just the hate. It's just dripping off you. Why do you care about my fucking opinion? Oh, you don't think the timing's fucking weird? Okay, hold on. Oh, here it is. He posted June 8th, and the charges was filed June 25th. How do you not think it makes sense? Look. How does he was arrested June 25th. This was the charges were filed June 25th. So, or I'm sorry, May 25th. The charges were filed end of May. He was arrested June 25th. So why don't you think this is strange timing? Marlena Crawford was on PG's early May. And Marlena Crawford just takes off around the first or second week of June, and all of a sudden it would have been right before this. Right before, it was like a couple weeks, and all of a sudden here's this PI claiming to hear from have a tip, and it was weird because I talked about it and explained why I felt that way. Okay, so you guys are the biggest fucking haters for even, because I have a good reason to believe that, and to gaslight everybody and to try to act like that the timing's not fucking weird. Like, are you fucking for real right now? The booking date, but he was booked. The charges were booked end of May. He was booked into jail end of January 25th. Does that not seem weird to you? And then also Marlena Crawford on PG's early May, into April, early May. And then she didn't want to talk about her baby daddy. She kept referring to him as Chad when he goes by Daniel on the streets. So it's weird. Everybody from the creek knows him as Daniel. Okay, so that's my theory. You guys are just fucking haters and just want to hate on me and be fucking rude and mean for no fucking reason. And you even come on and say, "Oh, I was watching a review on a hate channel on Circle Jerks." They want to come on panel. You guys are so fake. Oh, I actually liked you. You do not like me. No, I told him. I told him what I thought. I said, you guys have no integrity. You're continuing this stuff just because you don't like somebody. What the hell? Just because I think that that guy could possibly know something or be involved? I have a good reason to believe that. I mean, for them to gaslight it, they don't know this case. There's no way. If they knew this case, they would understand why I would think that dude could be involved. That is Marlena Crawford's baby daddy, and he just so happened to be there a couple days before Summer went missing. Remember at that little party that Journey and Summer was at? It was not Marlena there. It was Daniel Hayes. So I know, Missy. They hate bond. They don't do anything by themselves. They all have to freaking go up on panel together in order to, back up their bullshit. When I was up on our panel, like, they didn't have anything real to say besides call me a liar. And I'm like, how am I a liar because of my theory? And they're like, you said that we were up on, I said that, I believe the timing was weird. I even said allegedly. They're the ones that said they were going and hunting people and being chased out of fucking Beach Creek. I really doubt I would have gone out of my way, Jenni, to contact you personally and tell you that I know for a fact that Andy was on the road unless it fucking happened. I would definitely not be contacting law enforcement about it. That's about stupid. They used to, I mean, chasing used to be a little, I don't know what fucking happened to her. Of course, they have to be on about me talking shit. Of course. Of course. I'd like to know what she claims to be. Well, I'd like to know what the fuck you are. I do know you have no integrity. You don't stand for anything. Besides, Andy was on the road. Just because you want to go against me because you don't like me for some reason, because you guys are such know-it-alls, want to be right about fucking everything. That's how you guys are. You're narcissists. You, Chasing and Jenni, are both narcissists. Never can be wrong, will never apologize, ever. But yeah, I tried to stay up there, and but I could not. I could not. Like, with them sitting there lying straight on purpose, right to my face, like act like call me a liar just because of my theories and opinions, when I clearly make sure that I always say allegedly, or that something's not fact if I don't know something to be legit. I have theories just like that theory that you were watching about who the brothers are. So, anyways, I guess I don't have much to say besides that. It's just my little response to their stupid bullshit over there, acting like I have no basis whatsoever. Is it though? You sound stupid. Like, seriously, is it though? You sound such a loser. Like, you doesn't make you sound any more fucking smart saying shit like that. Or you, all you're doing is gaslighting and trying to confuse people. Because right here, yes, June 8th and June 25th, and the charges being I mean, yeah, I do think it's kind of weird. He was arrested June 25th. It's strange. And besides, that's just a theory. That's just one theory out of that's just one thing out of it all. I've mainly my thing though is I don't really put much weight into this situation. I've never have, and I've always said that. But I thought that I could see Marlena calling in on about because she acted so weird about talking about him on PGs, and I know his history around the creek. I do want to, though, discuss something else here in a second. It's and you know what's so funny, what's so hypocritical about it is that they've dogged Fred so bad and made said the most horrible things about him, and but yet that's okay, right? It's okay for you guys to do that. That's okay for your theories, right? It's okay for you guys to have that theory, but I can't have my theories and my opinions. How come you can sit there and freaking talk shit and lies off and exaggerate and sit there and hang out in the fucking hate channels, the loser channels, you guys? That's who you guys have. You guys have completely gone to like the loser side of YouTube. Seriously, that's where you guys hang out now with all the drama channels. You've lost all credibility. So how come I want to know how come it's okay for you to have your theories about Fred when but I can't have my theories about Andy Bernard for instance. The truth is you guys are only going after Fred because of me saying something about Andy. Because you guys are such haters. You don't have a fucking backbone in your body. You don't do anything that goes along with integrity. You go with what the group is doing. The group of you. You have your egos are in the way, just like most these others. So I won't be listening to their live. So they probably knew that I wasn't gonna fucking listen to it, and that they could talk shit about me all they wanted and put it out into the public. And Ziggy isn't gonna watch because I don't give a fuck about them people. They're the ones that watch me. They're sitting there watching me, not the other way fucking around. They're coming to my channel for information. I don't go to them, wasting their time. If my information is so wrong, why are you wasting your time? I thought you were done with the Summer Wells case. I thought you guys are besties with Don Wells and Candace now. You guys lost of any type of integrity or any type of nobody can count on you guys. They're just mad because they think we might be onto something. That's it. They're so afraid Fred could be right about some things. So they have to hate on me about fucking everything. Everything I say has to be wrong, right? I don't sit here all, make lives about them 24, and that's all these people they do now. It's all they are is on panels talking shit about people. That's what they fucking do. They're not true crime or trying to get the truth in it for Summer Wells or anybody. They are drama. I mean, she literally said at the beginning of her live where she was watching a hate channel, a circle jerk about Ziggy for your information. That seems really fair. Oh, I'll be over it, Juniper. That's why I can't watch this stuff. Like, I thought maybe because I hadn't heard anything about them for a while, maybe because supposedly Cher's come to her senses, that maybe these other ones have. I guess I was wrong. Because Cher was in here the other day saying that she doesn't she believes Andy is affiliated with the Masons in some way and doesn't believe him anymore. It's caught him in so many lies. So I thought maybe, I don't know how connected Cher is with them or whatever. I thought maybe I had heard about what they were saying, so I click on their video. Of course, there's me right there. Call me a liar because of my theory on who the brothers could be. I know, where's the proof? They say, so I can't say that Andy, I have proof that Andy was, well, I feel like I have proof that Andy B was on the road, okay? They say, and they said, matter of fact, that's why I can't stand them. They say things, Jenni especially, he was not on the road. Where's your proof? Because I'd love to see your fucking proof of him not being on the road. Please. You don't have any proof, and I do. So, I mean, you guys have zero, and you want to count mine as nothing, but it's at least something. You guys have nothing. How Andy wasn't on the road? Why are you defending Andy? It's so weird. It's obvious that I truly believe that, and it's the truth. So I wouldn't sit here and fucking do this for years and years just so I could look stupid in the end and him not be on the road. Are you fucking insane? It's one thing having a theory for a short time and then maybe, and that's different. But for years and years, you seriously believe that I've just, when I all the time am constantly correcting things that, sometimes I get stuff wrong and I correct it, which I would have done with this a long time ago. No, that's fine. I am gonna ignore it. I'm just I since I heard that little part, of course I get my word. I go up there and I'm sorry to anybody who had to hear it and hear me scream like that. But I'm not like gonna get that mad and upset over fucking just lies on you know what I mean. I'm obviously believe in what I'm fighting for. So I mean that's what pisses me off so bad. Those people, they have no fucking passion for this at all. They have a passion for fucking drama and bullshit and getting drunk. I have a passion for this. I live this. This is my life. I think I know Fred better than you, and you guys want to go around talking shit about him 24/7, then that's okay. But yet, I can't have an opinion about anybody else. But they can talk all kinds of major shit about Fred and have their opinions on him. I don't understand that. How come I hardly ever talk about these lunatics. I have no reason to. I don't watch them. I don't care to watch them. But every single time I hear about them, they're fucking mentioning me. It's like they're the biggest fucking haters. I haven't even mentioned them for fucking ever. They're the biggest fucking haters. I don't think they expected me to come up there. And I didn't mean to also, when I said now, I didn't mean demand eating the link either. I was just so upset, like, you know, you're gonna sit there and say all those lies. That's why I was like, I couldn't believe that her call me a liar just because I theorize on something. It just, I don't understand that. Oh, trust me, they have no free rent in me at my brain whatsoever. Once this lot, maybe for an hour, but after that, like, I don't think about it. I don't ever think about it. Trust and believe that. No, loose cannon. I think if you're a loose cannon, you probably need sleep as well. So anyways, well, I just want to clear that up for those people who see it, because they're gonna sit there and talk shit. And of course, everybody over there's you'll notice a big difference. They'll say over there they're cheering it on, talking shit with all the Ziggy haters, of course, right? But over here we want to talk about facts and not about the case. We don't want to talk about that fucking drama. Everybody else is telling me ignore these people, you know, don't give them. And I don't plan on it. This is the extent of it. I am gonna freaking tell, you know, put out if they're sitting there lying on me. And I'm not gonna sit there and listen to it all. But the part I did hear, I wanted to correct, because I couldn't keep my thoughts straight over there because I was so mad, you know. It just does not make sense why they're so, like, you know, calm. You just should have heard. I'm not even going to play it over here because. And the first thing they're doing too is like talking shit. As soon as you put it on, it's not normal like reviews. It's like, I don't know who Ziggy thinks she is. Like, who do you think you are? I will, Missy. Thank you. I will move. Thank you, Marlena. Yeah. So, and it was my theory that I do think that their whole trip up there was weird, and they were talking about sneaking up on Fred's property. So why wouldn't I've talked to people. I know for a fact they were talking about sneaking up on Fred's property. So I have good reason to believe that that could have been them. The timing is just so, it's right, the same timing that they were up there is the same timing that Fred had that incident happen. And it just so happens that Bill Ben out of everybody shows up there, and this group of people's up there, like, Bill's like distracting for him. And that's one of Don's Wells' buddies. Does she really? Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, they defend Don Wells too. So I see a pattern here. Um, they were defending Tim Mullins over there earlier, saying that I called Tim Mullins a liar and all that. No, I don't. I called Tim Mullins a liar? Okay. It's weird. I'm not gonna sit there and call somebody else like a liar just for their opinion. That doesn't make them a liar. So I don't see me calling Tim Mullins a liar unless I felt like he was legit lying. Yeah, I just couldn't believe my ears hearing them defend Tim Mullins while, acting like I don't know who Ziggy thinks she is. Well, who the fuck does Tim Mullins think he is? Answer that one. I knew that they were gonna I knew that they were going to turn that whole that they were not they were going to hear what they wanted to in that Pruitt call. I knew it. My eyes are brown. Really, my eyes are blue as hell. Bag post by proxy. You guys couldn't see it, but they're saying I was so full of shit. Even my eyes are brown. My eyes are freaking blue. They called me out. They didn't call me out. They didn't have really a chance to speak. They didn't have there would be nothing for them to say because I asked them why how am I a liar, and then all they could say was you said we were on the hill. I I said I believe it was you. I'm not saying I don't know for a fact. How so calling me a liar, I don't think that's very fair. But what they're doing is they're trying to change public opinion. So of course they're going to yell, "Ziggy's a liar, liar, liar. She's a scammer. She's a grifter." They're going to yell all that stuff because they don't want people to listen to me. I would. That's what I'm getting off of it for some reason. While they defend Don Wells and Tim Mullins, like, how obvious is this? Oh, he hasn't looked into Summer's case. Yeah, it didn't sound like he really knew it too well, but I mean, he's really on to the Brian Koberger, I think. Yeah, that was really Marlena Crawford. Val, that was on his panel or on her PG's panel. Yeah, that was really her. She's been on Lips before, so video out there of her voice and stuff. She's been. So, yeah. Like my nails, I just did them yesterday. They're, well, you can't see them very well. They're like cat eye type. Yeah, they do. They still live up there as far as I know. All right, guys. My favorite cat eye gel, really? Sorry that I got heated over on their panel and earlier here, guys. I apologize for getting so upset. It's just I can't stand like um people turning around things I say or making, calling me a liar just for because my theories and what my beliefs. Like, I don't think that's very fair at all. And to call, yeah. Oh, actually, speaking of though the Freemason stuff, so um I guess I guess Cher was she was supposed to find that picture or whatever, but she said like she might have been mistaken thinking it was that other guy that looks like Andy. Like she can't so but we did find that connection through the guy who Andy said sold him the girl was trying to sell him girls, which is that um James Garland Stone, who is now deceased, and he was a Mason. And you look up his record, oh my God, it's like the worst record I've ever seen. Somebody sent it to me yesterday, and I have never seen a record like that. And he's a Mason. I mean, he was a third time offender for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. How was he not in prison for life? That's the type of he had like ridiculous amount of probation violations. Or no, I'm sorry. He did of course, yes, there was a ridiculous amount of probation violations, but also he had a ridiculous amount of violating protective orders, like unreal amount, more than on just one person. Um okay, hold on. And he's supposed to be and he's on his obituary, it has him listed as a Kingsport Mason. And he's the guy who Andy I he's a he was a bad dude at he was into some bad things at the let's see. Here we go. So once again, Andy's wife is a Stone, okay? But haven't found their connection yet. Anyways, right here. This is, I've never seen so many in my life. Now, you guys got to remember, a lot of times there are repeats. I've noticed a lot of repeats on here. So, but there's 60 pages, 60 of charges. So aggravated assault, in 2008, discharge, admission reason, expiration, conviction date 1995, but yet, okay, but filed 2008. That's weird. So theft, reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, probation revoked, local jail. Let's see here. This doesn't say. And possession of drug paraphernalia, aggravated assault, right here, theft of property, violation, probation, harassment. This is a Mason, guys. A Mason, a Kingsport Mason. This is the guy who, Andy's buddy, who offered him people for sale. Theft, evading arrest, reckless endangerment, discharge a firearm, negligent driver, speeding, reckless driving. I don't know. Reckless endangerment, deadly weapon involved, aggravated assault, theft of property, 1,000 to 10, aggravated assault. I mean, just some of these, I don't know what they are. Violation of protective order, obstruction of a legal process, possession of unlawful drug paraphernalia, failure to appear. Well, that's nothing. Use or possession of illegal use or possession of a scan device or reencoder or whatever that is. That's a felony. Possession of or simple exchange of drugs, a violation of protection order with possession of firearm, violation of order of protection with a possession of firearm. Traffic, aggravated assault, that reckless endangerment. Some of these are repeats, like I said. Probation violations, racing. Oh no, I thought that was racing. No, it's just like stop sign. Evading arrest, reckless endangerment, deadly weapon involved, reckless endangerment, criminal impersonation, failure to appear, fugitive from justice in 2019, fugitive from justice, theft of property, 2,500 to 10,000. Here's another fugitive from justice, 2018. Seatbelt violation, a resisting arrest. Those don't say what those are. Violation probation. Those are all violations of probation and failure to appear. Violation probation. Theft up to 500 times 4. Identity theft times 5. Forgery times 2. How is this guy up on the streets? That's what I want to know, because later on you're going to see, when we finally get to it, that he's a third-time offender on top of this. What happened to 3 strikes you're outlaw? 3-time offender of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. That is a B felony up here in Indiana. Possession of drug paraphernalia, simple exchange, violation of order protection with possession of firearm, violation of probation, violation of protective order, resisting, possession, reckless driving, evading arrest. Three counts of reckless endangerment, 2008, theft of property, evading arrest. So some of these are, I'm sure at this point, repeats. Forgery. I don't know how somebody could have all this on top of 3-time offender for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and not be in prison for the rest of your life. I don't understand that. What is going on here with all these aggravated assaults, reckless aggravated assault, class C felony, all these felonies, and this guy's a Mason? Okay, so you guys see this, right? Hold on. You guys, okay, so you see all these charges. It keeps going and going and going and going. Okay, hold on. I was going to find that 3-time offender for you guys real quick. Harassment. Schedule 3 drug violations. Order violation of order protection. A lot. I know I found it showed 3-time aggravated assault. I'm not going to go look through all these. Okay, but look, okay. You see, that's his name. You see that birth date? You see that? You guys see birthday and his, okay? I'm going to prove this is the same guy. Then you go to his obituary right here, February 9th, 1966 to October 17th, 2022. You go down right here. A member of the Kingsport Masonic Lodge right here. And so, you know, we need to take that into account when people are saying, like, this person can't be a Mason, that person can't be a Mason. Because obviously something's slipping through the cracks here. No, he had a lot of women. But they all had protective orders on them. He was in possession of a police scanner. Is that what that means? To like one of them was like 1995. So if he was born on 1966, so since he was 95, 29 years, so maybe so this is guy that chasing, and Jenni's buddy Andy said came up to him and offered him these girls for purchase, and that, you know, that's not weird. We have another thing I needed to that I found out that we've believed too. Hold on, I need to pull it up. So, of course, nobody's cleared it up. Like, you know, you would think like Jody Sue would have been nice and cleared this up for us. Hold on. if she truly wanted answers, or, but okay. So this, there, somebody, okay. There's something that was that we believe for years that is kind of different. Well, it's a okay. Oh my god, this is so confusing. So you guys are going to have to like really pay attention, okay? I'm serious. I only want to explain this once, please. It's going to give me a headache. It could be that those felonies were played out and he has connections and he was a Freemason. Oh, do you know him, Deborah? I know that's, yeah, a lot of them were, I mean, it looked like just completely taken off his or just, it looks like dropped, a lot of them. All right. So the two brothers, you guys know, obviously, that I was thinking that by the brothers that the PI was talking about, these brothers, Brad and Daniel Hayes. Um, well, Daniel Hayes is Chad, okay? So when I say Daniel, it's Chad because I've always known him as Daniel. And now it's his real name's Chad, but his middle name's Daniel. He goes by Daniel at the Creek. So I'm I need it. Sorry, this is so confusing. Okay. Okay, so there's Brad Hayes and Chad Hayes, the brothers. Okay. This Brad Hayes right here, I guess, is a different Brad Hayes than the sex offender Brad Hayes. So, hold on. Where is that? I just downloaded it. Where'd it go? Here we go. Right here. Okay, guys. I wish I had a side by side because this is crazy. This is really crazy. How have we just now found out that this Brad Hayes is not okay? So this is Jody Sue's this is Jody Sue's tattoo artist. Okay, you follow? This is Jody Sue's tattoo artist, the sex offender. He's convicted third time offender, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. There's 3 strikes, you're out. I don't know what the rules are down there. So this whole time, the Bradley Hayes that was hanging across the street at 125 is different than Chad Hayes' brother. They're still Hayes brothers. The Brad Hayes that is Chad Hayes' brother owns the excavating business, and God, this is so hard to freaking keep straight. He looks a lot like Chad Hayes' brother too. And that's the thing that's really confusing. But you look at their lips and they're different. So I don't know if he's directly if he's like related family in some way, but it's weird that we have now two Brad Hayes. So this is so confusing, and we've no this is so freaking confusing. Hold on. What was I going to pull up here? So it's really freaking confusing, guys. Can you guys see what I'm looking at? I don't know if you guys can. So, come on now, share. Sorry, guys. Trying to having issues. They're the same. They're around the same age. They live in the same area. They look the same. They're not the same. So now we have two Brad Hayes in this case, guys. I'm not even fucking kidding. So it's now this one, now he, from what I can tell, does not have the charges his brother has. And in his defense, now he does have an excavating business. People might find that interesting. I don't know. But and it still goes along with my theory, but oh no, that's not the one I wanted. It's so freaking confusing. There. I don't know if that's oh. It's like stuck again. So hopefully you guys can hear me throughout. Well, it's like waiting to get it on. It's like my computer's stuck. So I'm going to have to wait till it gets unstuck. Well, I don't know why Jody Sue wouldn't have told everybody that the Brad Hayes that's her tattoo artist is the different Brad than that is Chad Hayes' brother. This whole time everybody's been believing her tattoo artist is Chad Hayes' brother or Daniel Hayes' brother. My freaking computer's stuck. Uh-oh. There you guys are. Oh no, nicknames. Well, we shouldn't really have to really talk much about Marlena or the Chad Hayes brother that much, because I mean, unless like he could be the one the PI is talking to when he was saying turn your brother in, or I don't. And it was weird, the timing, and when I saw the arrest it did freak me out. Let's try this slower. Maybe if I move slower I can share the screen. Okay, so I guess he worked for that his brother's excavating company too for a while. This guy did. Um, so now Jodius's tattoo artist is still it's that dude's still a part of the story. He's just not this guy's brother. It's a different Brad Hayes. It's this guy's brother. Do you think or believe Summer was trafficked? Um, you mean adopted or or I don't know. I still believe there was a debt, but I don't know. I don't know who. Do, I, I don't know if it was a black market adoption or gray market adoption, or I don't know exactly who, if, or that's my two, what I believe. Either she was handing off to somebody from Knoxville or somebody with that, the drug dealer, I guess, for the, or this gray market adoption, which would probably, I guess, it would be the better thing. I don't believe like accident cover up, and because it would be hard for me unless there was something, because then how would that involve Andy? You know what I mean? I know that Andy was on the road, so what was he doing on the road? If it's some kind of accident cover up, why would he get involved with something like that? Unless he was part of the accident. And you know, like nobody's going to get involved with such a thing unless they are directly affected or get a decent amount of money. I don't know. I don't think most people would get involved with such a thing at all unless they, I can't imagine. I know. Well, where's Summer? When you look at their son was into the same type of stuff. When you look at his Facebook, like really dark art and stuff, which some people are, that's what they like, but it just seems to be the same stuff like Joe, you see, and Andy are into, but I can't wait to clip Jenni and all these people saying Andy was not on the road. Like her saying it, she doesn't even say alleged. She says for a fact. That's what I just is so irritating to me. It's like, how do you fucking know he wasn't on the road? Is what I'd like to know. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. I wasn't planning on going live. No, I do know that she was. I I feel like they did get money for her. Yes, so I guess I hate saying that, but whether that was an adoption or something worse, you know, there's too much evidence of this drug debt and him talking about it, and I know she does always say things as if everything too. It's not just she does that with everything, and it's so irritating. Like it makes her sound so like she told that story that he wore a shirt 1,300 times. What? Oh, they were fronting Dawn a lot. When your family is on the line, yeah, they don't. I mean, you pay them. That's it. You if they front you any drugs to sell, yeah, they have people. They have people who sell drugs for them, so they don't aren't the one that gets in trouble, and they have the runners bringing back the money. Drug dealers don't usually want kids. That's true, but oh, I know, right? Magic Peace. Oh, heck yeah, they are big using addicts. Have you ever been an addict, Summer? 1-800 TBI fine? Because yes, they are. Why would they? Yes, they are. A lot of times, yes, they are. That's where the saying came from: "Don't get high on your own supply." But the thing is, you don't have a choice. You come up with the money or not, because they know that people are going to come up with the money, because they're when you're dealing with these scary people, they don't care. They'll just go. They're gonna get their money. You know, just like Don Wells said, he was never a good. He would always use it all. Well, that's how he got himself in a bullshit, because he couldn't control himself and ended up using it all. I do believe he got into a debt. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go. Everybody have a nice night. Thank you all so much.